Hi, welcome to USAC's GenRep 2 College Cooking 101 channel. I'm Lauren, I'm a second year here at UCLA, and I absolutely love to cook.
I'm Holly, I'm a fourth year, and I can't cook to save my life.
So I'm going to teach Holly how to do a really easy dish, but first we have to go to the market.
So let's go!
Yay! Under $20.
Yay!
Woo! Woo! Alright, so now that we have all our ingredients, we're going to make chicken and rice. This is great because it's a one-pan dish and it shows us how to do 3 methods. The first is sauteing, the second is frying, and then the third is braising. Okay, so the first thing we have to do, like every time you start cooking, is wash your hands. You don't want to be a freak about cleanliness, but it is really important because you don't want to get yourself sick. Alright, so now that I have that all squared away, we are going to cut our onions. Alright, so I have half of onion left over from the time I cooked last week. So basically what you're going to do is hold the knife like this in your hand with your pointer finger and your thumb right here. That way you have the most control over the knife. Alright, so make sure that you are in control of the knife. Don't let it scare you. It's going to be okay. Alright, so you're going to cut long ways like this, down the middle, across. Okay, and something that's really important is when you're cutting is just kind of don't be afraid of the knife and make sure that you're really paying attention. But if you mess up, it's not a big deal. You can always cut it. And we are going to dice these onions into small pieces, just like that. Okay, and this is also a really good time to talk about how when you're cutting and you're making chicken, you're wanting to use a different cutting board for your poultry than you are for your vegetables. This is so you don't get sick and you don't get salmonella poisoning or anything like that. But another note is that if it's all going in the same pan, it really doesn't matter that much, but I just like to be on the safe side and use 2 different cutting boards. The other thing that we're going to dice and chop up today is garlic. Garlic is absolutely incredible. It's a bulb, as you can see. And what you do with it is you just unpeel it in your hands like this. Actually, I'll do this over the sink over here. And there's all these little segments of garlic, and you just dice them up. You peel them, and it's great because garlic and onions is really the key to building flavor for almost any dish. If you don't know what to do, just cut up onions and garlic and saute them, and which is what we're going to do. And it's like a great start to an amazing dish. Okay, so just like with the onions, we're going to hold our knife like this and we're going to mince them. Now mincing is when you cut up something really, really fine. And so see how we have our onions and these are chopped, so they're not they're like decent sized pieces. Mincing, you get really, really tiny pieces. Okay, so as you can see, these pieces are really, really small, and we're just going to stick them in the bowl with the onions ready to be sauteed in a couple minutes. So I'm using Trader Joe's all natural chicken, and I chose chicken legs just because they're inexpensive. This was $2 for 6 of them, and they're really flavorful. They're easy to cook, and the other thing about them is I chose stuff with skin on them just because it'll help seal in the flavor. But if you want, like, you can use boneless, skinless thighs. You can use whatever you want. And I'm just drying them off really well. It's really important whenever you make meat to dry it really thoroughly, as you can see that I'm doing right here. If you don't do this, it's really not going to brown as well. And because I just touched chicken, I need to wash my hands again. The method that we're going to use to cook the chicken is called braising. And braising is a really high moisture method. The first step is browning. And so you basically just put your chicken in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and you wait until it's golden brown on each side. Now you're just going to kind of let it chill in the oil until it releases itself from the pan. If it sticks, let it be, and then wait until it's easy to turn over. So because this is a one-pan dish, the oil that we just used to brown the chicken in, we're going to use to saute the onions. Okay, so this is going to be on like medium-low heat. And so there's already oil in the pan, it's already hot, and I'm just going to add the onions and garlic. And this is where lots of the flavor is going to come from. And And because we're using the same pan that we used for the chicken, there's already some really great flavors in the pan right now. Alright, so the kind of rice we're using is jasmine rice. You can use brown rice if you want, but if you are, you're probably going to use a little bit more moist, a little bit more liquid, and then it'll probably have to cook for a little bit longer. I really like jasmine rice. It's really flavorful. I have measured out a cup here, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to brown and toast the rice. And so toasting the rice just kind of like gives it the flavor of the onions and garlic, and just like makes it really good. So this will probably take about 2 minutes or so. You're gonna wait for it to toast and be completely covered in olive oil. The other thing about cooking rice is it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you have 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. Easy. Okay, so now as you can see, like the rice is all toasted and there's like it's nice and brown. And so this is our rice pilaf, and we're gonna add 2 cups of our low sodium chicken broth. And you just are gonna add it directly into the pan. I'm just measuring it over. Alright, so it's getting a little loud, and it's gonna cook. So we're cooking the rice and chicken at the same time. And so this is where the method of braising comes in, what I was talking about. So now that we have our reserved chicken, we're gonna put it back to finish cooking. So now that it's all like golden brown, we're just gonna place it, we're just gonna place it in half submerged. And then we're gonna cover it. And this is gonna cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. So this is what it looks like about halfway through. The rice isn't quite done yet, but as you can see, most of the water has been absorbed, but it's still not quite done. All right, so we're gonna let it cook some more. So it's been about 20-30 minutes, and our dish is all complete. So I'm gonna put this over here. And we can see the rice has absorbed all the water, and we can check to make sure the chicken's done. You can tell it's done if it's you can just tell it's like cooked all the way on the inside. And if you're concerned about your chicken not being cooked all the way through, you can use an instant read thermometer, and for it to be completely cooked, it should read about 195. Alright, our last step is to add our frozen peas. Frozen vegetables are amazing because they keep really well, and the leftovers I can just stick right back in the freezer. So the frozen vegetables are just, the frozen vegetables and peas are really just going to cook in the leftover heat of the rice. And so I'm just going to mix them in all together. And right now I'm fluffing the rice. So I'm making it, just going to like lift up from the pan and defrosting the peas. So I seasoned the meat before I started, and it actually turned out that I liked the way it was. Like I tasted it tasted okay. But if you find that you need more salt and pepper, make sure to add a little bit at a time, because it's a lot easier to add than to take away. Today we learned a really simple dish, chicken and rice, and I made a little side salad on the side. So the 3 techniques that we learned today were sauteing, pan frying, and braising. And all these techniques you can learn at home, and I'm excited to present to my friends this amazing dish. Yay! We can't wait to eat it, and I hope you try it at home. Thanks, bye!